Hello, welcome to my Zone Online School. My name is Ms. Beulah Aces, and I have somebody in my class, Pamoine. He's also in grade 6. Before we get into this, let us wear our mask. Sanitize our hands. Remember to rub it in properly between your fingers at the back of your hands. And make sure if there are other people around that you keep your 1 meter distance. Today's lesson is social health. So the topic is social health, but our focus today will be puberty and sexual development. Puberty and sexual development. Let us all grab our books, get a pencil, get a pen, and open on page 18. At the end of this lesson, you should all be able to discuss the physical changes that are taking place in boys and girls during puberty and the sexual responses that are taking place in boys and girls during puberty. You should be able to define sex and you should be able to define sexual intercourse. New terms we will be learning in this lesson. Only puberty is listed there, but there are so many other terms we will be learning. Orgasm, masturbation, wet dreams. Let us all turn to page 19. When we are between the ages of 7 to 19, boys and girls go through certain changes. I'm sure that when you look at yourself, when you take a bath, you have seen some changes on your body. So we will first look at the changes taking place in boys and then the changes taking place in girls. Pamene will assist me by showing some of the changes that are taking place first in boys and then in girls. Puberty is the stage of sexual maturity. The stage of sexual maturity takes place from ages 7 to ages 19. Girls usually mature faster than the boys. So changes in the boys. First, you will see that boys will grow taller, the height changes. Another changes in boys is that there will be pubic hair. Pubic hair is the hair that grows under our armpits and hair that grows around our genitals. Pubic hair, hair growing under our armpits and hair growing around the genitals. Another change taking place in boys is that the body becomes muscular. You will start to see some muscles developing. Not all the boys will obviously develop muscles at the same time, but it's between 9 to 19, so your turn will come. Private parts enlarge in boys. You will see that your testicles and your penis grows bigger. So private parts enlarge. Some people are finding it funny, yes, but there is a change. If you look at yourself, you look at your little brother, you look at your older brother, you will notice those changes. Boys will start to produce sperm cells. In the previous lesson, when you learned the reproductive organs, you learned that sperm cells are produced in the testes. So boys will start to produce sperm cells. Shoulders broaden. For the boys, you will see that the shoulders are becoming a little bit flat and out, just to show that masculine shape. The voice deepens. Most of the boys in grade 8 still might have a squeaky voice, but your turn will come. Voice will deepen. and pimples appear. Not all the boys will get pimples. Some people's skin is different from the other. Some people get pimples in grade 6, others will only get pimples in grade 7. Some people might not even get pimples. So it differs from person to person. But pimples appearing is just an indication of puberty. Nothing much to worry about. Okay, we will now look at the changes that are taking place in girls. Pamoina, can you please hold this out? Thank you. Changes in girls. The very first one there shows pubic hair. From age 7 to age 19, girls can already grow pubic hair. Pubic hair under our armpits, pubic hair around your genitals. The breast will enlarge. They are already breast, but then they will just enlarge as your years go. You will see that your breasts are maturing. Some people, depending on your family, some people's breasts grow much faster. Other people's breasts take time to grow, but it is all part of puberty. Everyone's breast will mature. Girls start to produce egg cells. Egg cells are produced in the ovary. You also learned that in the previous lesson. Ovaries produce egg cells. So girls will start to produce egg cells. This is already an indication that the next thing is happening. Girls will start to get their menstruation. Your monthly periods will start. Nothing to be scared, nothing to be surprised about. Every girl will go through this. So when you get your menstruation, you share with somebody that you trust, and then they will guide you. Hips whiten in the girls. You will see that your body becomes more shaped. In the first example there, you can also see how the hips are forming so that people can see that, yes, this is a girl. So your hips will whiten. Your body becomes more shaped as a girl. Pimples appear in girls. Pimples appear. A lot of pimples disappear on their own. You just need to wash your face and let it dry. But some of the times, girls want to stress over the pimples and you press them and you apply all kinds of things. And then they are not going to disappear. So when those pimples appear, just let them be. It's just a stage of puberty. They will disappear. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So puberty, a stage of sexual maturity. Puberty happens between ages 7 to ages 19. Girls usually mature before the boys. But during that time, whether you are 7, 8, 9, or 10, any of those age, you will start to notice the changes that I just mentioned on your body. We are going to continue. We are still on page 19. Sexual responses in boys and girls during puberty. Sexual responses in boys and girls during puberty. The other ones that we mentioned were the physical changes. You are able to see those changes on your body. But now these are the sexual responses. Sexual responses are normal experiences, nothing to be afraid or embarrassed about. All of them are part of growing up. Everyone will go through them sooner or later. Just know that we can all control our sexual feelings. They are all in the mind. We are able to control them. So I'm going to explain 3 sexual responses. They are on page 20. 3 sexual responses that are taking place in girls and boys during puberty. The first sexual response is the feelings of attraction. Boys are attracted to girls, girls are attracted to boys. People are chasing each other around the whole day. For what reason, we don't know. But those are just indications that you are attracted to this person. Feelings of attraction. Another sexual response, masturbation. Masturbation is the self-stimulation of the genitals to achieve sexual arousal and pleasure. In simple words, it simply means touching yourself on your vagina or touching yourself on your penis. You are going to feel some kind of sexual desire while you touch yourself. That is masturbation. It's just part of a sexual response. You don't need to try it. You don't need to try it. You wait until you are 25. Another sexual response, wet dreams. Wet dreams, when a person orgasms involuntarily during their sleep. Experienced mostly in boys, then in girls. Wet dreams can be triggered by sexual thoughts. You are watching a sexual movie and you go sleep, then those wet dreams will be there, or you are watching naked pictures. So wet dreams can be avoided if you stick to your schoolwork, read only schoolwork. You will not have any issues with wet dreams because it is involuntary, yes, but you can control it. When we go through puberty, there is a lot that we need to do. One, if you have pubic hair, make sure that you cut your pubic hair. It's good that you want to show your friends that you have pubic hair, but if you do not shave your pubic hair, you are going to have some kind of smells under your armpits. There will be some kind of smells around your genitals. So shave. Use the right deodorants also. When girls start getting their menstruation, very much important, change your pad all the time so that it doesn't leak through on your dress or it doesn't become smelly. You need to be very, very feminine during this time when you have your menstruation. You can't be running around and jumping on the slides. You have to behave during this time. And also when you remove your pad, wrap it up in something and throw it away in the dustbins. Boys, when you have sexual feelings or feelings of attraction towards a girl, does not mean that you should be aggressive and force this person to want to like you. No. Just because you are attracted to the person doesn't mean they are also attracted. And sexual feelings can be controlled. Very much important to know that. Two very important terms that we need to know, as listed there at the bottom of the page, sex and sexual intercourse. People usually get confused between those two terms. Sex simply means you're gentle. When you complete forms, you will always see there that they write sex. Your sex is your gender. Are you male? Are you a boy? Are you a man? Male, man or boy? And female, are you a woman? Are you a girl? Female. So your sex is your gender. Then the other one is sexual intercourse. Sexual intercourse is the physical act between people involving the reproductive organs. When the penis enters the vagina, that process is known as sexual intercourse. Too much information that some people are receiving. It is very important that you receive sexual information so that you are able to protect yourself the right way. On the next page, page 21, you will receive self-assessment questions there that you need to answer. The first one, write down physical changes that occur in boys and girls during puberty. So you can mention 4 changes in girls and you can mention 4 changes in boys. Write down sexual responses that occur in boys and girls during puberty. Any sexual change that is happening in boys and in girls. Then the very last one, define sex and sexual intercourse. The memorandum is there at the back, but please do not jump to get the answers yet. Answer it first on your own and then take a pencil and mark yourself. See how much you have scored, and that is the only way that you can rate if you have understood. Okay, I so hope that you have enjoyed this lesson and that you have learned a lot about puberty and sexual development. I hope to see you in the next lesson. We will sanitize our hands once again every time that you do an activity, every time that you go out, before you eat, anything that you do, like the entire day, you have to sanitize. Keep busy, stay home, stay safe. Thank you. Social distance, remember. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Shashi. And Simon says don't touch your face, your eyes, your nose, and your mouth unless your hands are super clean. Bye!
Win free airtime with One Africa TV. Share your comments on the channel. SMS your feedback, name and town to 555. One Africa TV. It just gets better.
India's Ranthambore Reserve in Rajasthan is home to the rare Bengal tigers. Every year, John Isaac, an Indian-born photographer, travels from New York City to document the lives of these majestic animals.
In the last 10 years, I think my interest has grown tenfold, and I'm very particular about the survival of the tigers.
His goal is to make sure that people everywhere know about the grave danger Bengal tigers face: extinction. John holds seminars and photographic exhibitions from his visits to Ranthambore to raise awareness of the plight of these tigers. He's currently working on a book to document their dilemma due to an increasing human population encroaching on their territory. According to John and wildlife experts, each tiger needs as much as 9 square kilometers to survive, just under 4 square miles. The relationship between tigers and people has always been difficult, but now, with much less territory to roam, tigers often wander into human settlements.
The conflict between the villagers and the tigers has always been there, and then government tries to compensate. If a tiger kills a goat or a cow, they pay a certain amount to the villagers.
In the past, tigers used migration corridors or routes followed by wildlife for travel between summer and winter habitats. Now these pathways have been taken over by people who use them as living quarters and to reap firewood.
We are trying to work with the communities living around and trying to reduce their forest dependency so that we can conserve this corridor patch for the smooth and easy movement of tigers.
Jamuna Devi, a farmer, lives near one of the migratory corridors. She used to depend on the forest for grazing pastures, Now, thanks to a World Wildlife Fund initiative, Jamuna no longer needs to rely on the forest for her family's survival. The secret? Introducing new alternative crops closer to her home.
गई साल बोया हमने खुद ने, और ये तो अभी ये गई साल बोया है, ये आया होया कांदा है हम 25 रोज को तो तारीख को तो बोया ही है, और रोज बा में अंतर तो आगा भूलने लगा.
The success of this project has led to even more changes. Jamuna decided to plant fodder for her cattle on her excess land to further preserve the habitat of the tigers. She has also switched to cooking gas so that she doesn't have to collect forest wood for fuel.
जंगल में सब दुनिया ने जावे छोड़ दिया तो सब बे होगी, कोई काम नहीं करा, लकड़ी को भी नहीं करा, जंगल में जाने से भी परेशान है दुनिया. गैस भेज दिया सबन के घर घर में, वे सभी सिलेंडर पकड़ते हैं, और रुपया को कोई समझते ही नहीं है, अब भीतर भरा लावा.
Climate change also has a direct impact on the habitat of tigers.
The last 2 or 3 years, they say, there's been a drought. The rains have not been regular.
Climate change is a serious problem in this country, even it's in the continent. So keeping these forest areas alive and protected is the only solution. This year we have raised a nursery of 10,000 saplings. Forest department have shown their interest. They bought around 2,000-3,000 saplings.
The idea is to plant new trees to replace those lost to severe weather conditions and human activity. Poaching used to be a major threat to Bengal tigers, but thankfully the number of big cats killed by poachers has plummeted due to measures implemented by law enforcement agencies, resulting in less demand for tiger products. Especially the introduction of camera traps and digital apps, which automatically take photos of moving tigers and suspicious persons moving around in the forest.
Every time I hear something like that, I feel so good, in some ways, some things are working, and so this is what drives me to come and do this. In my lifetime, if the tigers are extinct, I don't know how I'll handle that.
This report was produced by Mary Ferreira for the United Nations.
Akili, 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 akili. Let's chase the germs away. Let's chase the germs away by keeping our hands clean. And when you want to sneeze or when you want to cough, do
you're saying things that degrade women, for me, number one, I am not there, because that is basically what I don't believe in. I don't stand for things that degrade women.
What do you think we can add? What do we put in the basket? First of all, let's put Blossom back in the basket.
Look at the person like that, man. Let's do a song.
Let's do something.
Just
let's
like
collaborate.
Let's collaborate.
The Americans were claiming us.
Yes, exactly. To the rest of the world, they belong to us. Namibia, Baba, Namibia.
I'll help you carry on.
Creating music and putting some stuff out for the people who've been supporting me, that's definitely something that's next on my list.
Hi, I am Kerstin Ohobes Trisep. I'm a medical intern. Africa normally draws its strength from community. I am because you are. Now we're asking the community to break the chain of transmission and stay at home. Help us save lives.
This is my wife, Rajoline. By staying at home, you ensure that my wife comes home to me.
Prevention is important. Help prevent the spread of illness and keep yourself and others well. Hand washing is one of the most effective ways of preventing the spread of germs. Wash your hands regularly with soap and hot water, scrubbing your hands thoroughly for at least 20 seconds. Hand sanitizers can be used but are not recommended as a substitute for hand washing. Use sanitizers in addition to hand washing or in a situation where soap and water are not available. To avoid spreading germs, limit sharing of personal items such as utensils, cups, and dishes. Your skin acts as a barrier to germs, but your eyes, nose, and mouth are more vulnerable. Wash your hands thoroughly before touching your face, eating, or drinking. Avoid physical contact with others, including handshakes, fist bumps, high fives, hugs, and kisses. Social distancing is deliberately increasing the